Excuse me. This is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. Please press the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Appreciate all the dialogue. Appreciate all the feedback. Appreciate everybody. As you can see, I'm on the road right now. There's no need to concentrate on the audio. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Concentrate on the audio. I have nothing to show you on camera. If you read the title, that is correct. So right now, the state, particularly the BSIS, is in the process of banning the following calibers. BSIS, by the way, stands for the Bureau of Security Investigative Services. They are the regulatory body for security and private investigation professionals. Some people, actually a lot of people in California keep wondering, why do I keep saying that? Why do I keep saying what BSIS is? I know what it is because I'm in California. Well, that's the point. You're in California. A lot of other people don't know what BSIS is. That's why I have to articulate it every time. Also, if you're chiming in from another state, what happens in California might have a trickle-down, hand-me-down effect on you and your state. If you are in another state as well, the later part of this presentation or this video will involve social media accounts for security companies. We've got to square them up. I'm going to talk about what I've been seeing so far. Okay, so yes, BSIS. What they have done is not right now, not at this point in time. It's not. This is not actual law yet where it's enforceable, but they have restricted the calibers that can go on your permit. Some people get all mad because they watched a 20-minute video on whether or not you can carry a rifle as a private security officer in California. And I'll tell you this, there's no short answer. That's why. I can't tell you, it's not yes or no, it depends. It depends. There's a lot of impatient people that they get rude on the comments, and they actually ask me, "Hey, yes or no? Just answer the question, yes or no." First off, if you're rude, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm going to just give you the heart symbol. I'll give you the heart symbol, triangle symbol, circle symbol, something, and I just do that so that your comment goes out of the queue. It's not because I like your comment, it's just because it goes out of the queue, but I'm not going to answer you. So what they've done is they've just allowed your regular calibers, not regular, but your normal ones, common ones, 10 mil, 9, 357, I don't know if it's 357, I need to double check, 38, 40, I hate using that word, 40, and then your 45. By doing that, they've essentially eliminated the other calibers, like the 300 black 5.56 and your 5.7. Your calibers that you're able to carry in California, they're confined to what's on the California handgun roster. So if the California handgun roster happens to have a Franklin Armory, oh my goodness, I don't know the model number, but it's a single shot 300 black, and they also have a single shot 5.56. You are able to carry that according to the customary practices of BSIS. Because when I called them, I had an argument with somebody who processes the permits, and I added 5.56 on there. She said, "You can't add that. You can only add that if it's on the handgun roster. Only guns on the California handgun roster you're able to include." Okay, so fast forward 5 years later, maybe even 4 years later, they added the Franklin Armory, I think it's called the CA7. So now what's the answer? I had a couple of subscribers tell me that they're gonna test it out to see what happens, but nobody has followed through. And if they did, they haven't communicated with me. Guys and gals, if you say something, be a man or woman of your word. Just don't say that you're going to do something and then you're not, because that's pretty ridiculous. You guys don't like these laws in California? Vote differently. I'll make it brief, but Gavin Newsom passed this new law or new bill that Mexico residents get free tuition, or they get their tuition paid for your California state universities, and I think your University of California's. So I mentioned that to one of my sons, who happens to be a liberal, and he even thought that was a pretty dumb, stupid idea. You don't like these plans? Vote differently. If you're chiming in from another state and you're wondering what this has to do with you, Gavin Newsom could potentially be your next president. So I'm just throwing it out there, you guys. He's doing these things to gather attention. Okay, onward. Social media. There has been quite a bit of security companies who have started to actually put their their Instagram accounts. They have put them on private mode. Jeez, I wonder why. Guys and gals, I am on Instagram under the Firearms Trainer. The Firearms Trainer. You want to chat? You want to see different content? You want a different way that we can connect? Go to Instagram. I don't have a lot of followers. Maybe a little bit over 200. But it's just another way to connect. I'm always going through these accounts, and guys and gals, we got to square some things away. If you're marketing for your security company, please, and I repeat, please, stop showing security guards with the holsters to the small of their back. Stop dressing them up literally like ninjas or Palestinian warriors, because that's how you guys are dressing your guards up, and it looks dumb. It looks dumb, looks bad. You guys are having your guards carry these guns that you can't even carry legally in certain states. My understanding is you cannot carry your AK-47, your Draco, in Florida as an armed security professional. Mike Alvarez mentioned that in one of the comments. Mike Alvarez is a licensed firearms instructor for private security professionals in the state of Florida. Excuse me. Stop putting the Punisher skull over your patches. That just looks dumb. The Swatch. Oh my goodness. There's like 50 security companies out there that are making their security company patch based off of the SWAT patch. You normally have like two or three guys behind a ballistic shield, and they're moving forward. Almost all the time, their technique, their strategy isn't even the right strategy. Your number two guy or number three guy can easily, and I'm stuttering here because I have to be careful what I say on YouTube, can easily take out the number one guy who's holding the shield. Because barrels are supposed to be in front of the shields. If not, barrels are supposed to be past the shoulder of the operator or the officer. Meanwhile, what you normally want to do is get an arm or an elbow or something like that on top of the shoulder of the other person. Like, let's just say if you're over that person, that way that person pops up, they don't have a barrel in the back of their head. And you might be saying it's just a patch, but I think what you're doing is you're compensating for your deficiencies. You don't have the proper training, you don't have the proper personnel, so you just create a patch that has SWAT operators on it, and then you put private security on it. That's my opinion. The other opinion is possibly because it looks cool. It really doesn't look cool to somebody that knows what they're doing. I saw another video not too long ago. This is actually, now guys, if you're my subscriber base, you're a customer of mine. Just because you buy my products or you're a subscriber doesn't mean I'm not going to put you on blast. It doesn't mean I am or am not, that doesn't have any bearing. You know, you can't buy your way out of things. Easily, you know, you get your refund, whatever it is, if you don't like what I say about your company or criticize you. But I've seen some companies do some crazy stuff on CQB. Now, if you're wondering, Sean, security can't go to CQB classes. Yes, they can. We've talked about that many times. We've actually, we've hosted 2 different CQB classes by Randy Nunez from GVPS. $150 only at the time. Now it's $450. I think Veterans Day, they're going to have another class. Sean, why are you promoting that? Look, I don't get paid for that, for promoting that course. I'm doing that as a favor. But anyhow, I seen some crazy like tactics. There was one guy that was standing near a doorway, and I guess he was watching what's inside the room. And he had his handgun at a low ready position, but his eyes were peering into the room just in case something happened. Just like what we learned in our CQB class from Randy from GVPS, your eyes should have a barrel solution. So that barrel should be up to eye level at least. And what I didn't see is light inside of that room. You should, if you have a dark room and you're holding it down, you should have a light source on it. Now there's some debate as to whether or not to keep the light on or off, but at least illuminate that light source. What we see in a lot of these OIS videos from law enforcement agencies is we see them making entry, and then you have a room that's all the way down the hallway that's not lit up. It's pitch black, and all of a sudden you'll see a flash. And I'm talking about like maybe a good, and I usually talk in yards, maybe a good 15 yards away, sometimes 7 yards, 3 yards, but there needs to be light on that. I see a lot of one-handed approaches to these rooms. You got one person covering another sector, another person covering another room with one hand while they're holding on to the other person. If you've ever been into one of these situations, you want to have 2 hands on your gun, or as many hands on your gun as possible. Now, I understand if you have a flashlight or something like that might change the dynamics if it's not a weapon-mounted light, but you don't want to just go with one hand. And if you debate me on that, that's fine. Have you been to the range and tried a lot of one-hand shootings? You're not going to be as accurate. Your secondary shot, you might get the first shot off, but your secondary shot is going to be compromised because you're only dealing with one hand and you don't have a support hand to stabilize the frame of the gun. Some people might be saying, well, hey, Sean, I'm just doing this for marketing purposes. Okay, well, who are you marketing to? If you are an SRT team or some type of a security reactionary force team, and you want to apply for a government account, if I see any of these pictures or videos as a trainer, I'm going to, not literally, but figuratively, shoot you down on that one. Because these are the guys that I don't want. Okay, that I don't want at all, because they're not gonna save the day. So be very aware of what you post on YouTube. Be aware of what you post on Instagram. I post tactical videos on my Instagram page, my YouTube page. I do that often. It's always open to criticism. That's fine. But yeah, guys and gals, if you own a security company, just be careful what you post out there, because many times the tactics are not right. And it's just not me. You might be saying, oh, Sean, it's just you. You're trying to find content. No, it's not me, guys. When you get somebody that knows what they're doing, looking at some of this content, they're going to agree. Okay, they're definitely going to agree. So make sure that you're trained out there as well. Okay. the thing about training is this: if you don't actively train out there, if you don't get others to critique you, you might think that your training is right. It's right, spot on. When it's not. When it's not, you have to get other people that are able to critique you. So, for example, I was doing a video shoot. I was clearing a building, right, for a YouTube channel, and I thought, you know what, it just doesn't feel right. So I got a hold of Randy from GVPS. I sent him a video. He's like, no, man, like you gotta take a 1/2 inch, a 2-inch, lean it. You gotta lean it. You gotta lean out, lean back in, lean out, and then cutting the corners. He likes to get his foot, I think he mentioned, closer to the corner. My button hook definitely needed improvement. So I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna post this video because I don't want to give people the wrong idea of what correct tactics are. But believe me, there are tons of people out there that don't even care. they don't even care, and they just start posting stuff out there. All right, guys and gals, that's all I got. Looking forward to the content. Actually, let me look at the comments real quick. Make sure I didn't forget anybody. And I probably did. Hold on. Geez, 12 of you guys are awake right now? Doug is here. Welcome. Sup, bro? Where you stay at, bro? Luis Gonzalez. Where I stay at? I'm in Imperial County. Samuel says cucked. Professional Security Journal says as the throw up emerges for 40 caliber. I agree. Samuel wants the 45 FNX with a 460 Roland conversion. I have no idea what that is. Jack Spade Productions excuse me, says Newsom meeting with. Oh, he did this on purpose here. He did this on purpose. He put a Chinese name hoping I butcher it on YouTube. That's messed up. Newsom meeting with I don't know, some Chinese person. Pretty much sums it all up. Yeah, like why is Newsom, governor of California, meeting with the Chinese dignitary? Samuel McCandless says, I'm in Portland. 45 ACP just does not cut it. It really doesn't matter on your caliber. What matters is your tactics. Matters on your on your shot placement, not the caliber. Jack says, next, I'm going to see a guard with a Glock in a sock attached to a belt, right? Samuel says, just kidding. Professional Security Journal says, none of the swap patch operators are worth the fudge. The Angry Security Guard channel says, I've done armed, active shooter, CQB, and did alert. Awesome. Very big differences for the alert hands-on portion. Good luck with trying to find an instructor that will allow a non-LEO or EMS personnel. There is in Texas. I'll do a video on that one. But the actual alert, ALERTT, if I'm not butchering up that acronym, they have a link to the kind of like a civilian response, but it covers security and law enforcement. We'll talk about that. Angry Security says, if Randy is doing law enforcement level CQB for LEOs and EMS only, respect to him. Government accounts really don't post much due to security clearances and public trust. Eunice says, which country do you think is the best to open up a security company? I'm in America, so I would think America. Professional Security Journal says, you won't see government contracts on socials, speaking as former contractor. Yeah, well, how about Allied? Allied is on the socials. Also, Black Knight Patrol. They've been posting some accounts. I don't know if they're government or not, but they've been. Oh, well, the ship was it the USS Iowa or something like that. I'm sure that's a government account. Well, maybe not. All right, guys, I'm out. Take care, and I'm looking forward to the